Hello, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing good. All snug and warm in my house because it's like cold and rainy out. Brr. I shouldn't complain though because it still hasn't gone below freezing yet, so that's a win in like mid-October in Canada. Very much a win. Yeah, I've been doing some image sorting lately. That's what I did last time, my last video. I organized all my little bins, all my little boxes like this in my Alex storage cabinet, my IKEA Alex. And yeah, I did do a container like I thought I'd do, or I said I wanted to do. And this is just a mix of images. There's all kinds of different things in there, and it's just like my favorites kind of thing. So that way I don't have to dig through each individual image, each individual box to find something, you know, that inspires me. So right now, that's what inspires me. Yeah, and I have this bin. This is background bits. So it's overflowing. So I might go through and maybe glue in some background bits today and maybe do some collage as well. Like, I'm not sure. I've got this book. I love this book. It's a little cute address book. I did very little to it. And all I did was just, I glued this little doily on there and then some bits and pieces, like some, you know, ribbon and some buttons and bling and things like that. Just glued that on there just to hide that it says addresses. Yeah, and then I just glued in here some little trim and then some seam binding over top of it just to hide the rough edge of the trim. It was a rough edge trim. So yeah, I love this book because it's just so small and cute. And I really love that it's a binder. Love working in binders because then I can put more pages in. So every time I kind of get like a little scrap piece of paper, like this is scrapbooking paper. So, I mean, that's pretty small. I'm just like, yeah, stick it in there and I'll use it for collage. And I had done this, last time I had this out, I found a few things that like went with the page. Like I want to put that on that page, but I want to wait and see what else I'm going to put on there before committing to gluing that down. Like, look at that. That's going to look awesome, isn't it? Hang on. So yeah, I'm not going to work on one single page today. I'm just going to kind of go through and kind of glue as I feel kind of thing. So yeah, you don't need to have a plan. Every time you collage, you can just go through and kind of just glue stuff down randomly for sure. I mean, you never need to have a plan. You don't have to have it doesn't need to be like, you know, like an arrangement kind of thing. You can just glue stuff down how you want. Like, if you watched my introduction to glue booking, I mean, you can just leave your images in squares and glue them down if you like them. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's fine. Like, looks great. See, just if that's what you want to do, you go ahead or do that and then put like a focal image on top of it or whatever. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of do that, I think. Just going to kind of do that. I really love this little bit. Yeah. I want it over here or over there? Over here. So yeah, once in a while, I just kind of feel like, wait, I'm going to use this one up first. My Gorilla Glue, because it's kind of getting a little shrinkled. New word. It's kind of getting a little shriveled up. So yeah, I'm going to use it up before it gets all hard and rubbery. So it'll do that when it, starts to dry out. It's losing its moisture, so it'll dry up and get all rubbery. So look at that. That's cute. Sometimes I go with a theme. Sometimes I go with, you know, whatever. This one was colors. It inspired me because the scrapbooking paper, double-sided scrapbooking paper, was an orange, predominantly orange and blue paper pad, as you can see. So yeah, I knew I was going to run with that. I'm like, I like that. So there. Got all smeared on the outside here. All right, I'm not going to worry about trimming these right now. Whatever, I'll go through and do that some other time. That's like, I like to go through these smaller books sometimes and round the corners, but usually I do that like, I don't do it as I do the pages. I just do it randomly afterwards kind of thing. All right, let's see. We'll glue some stuff in. I think this book will be especially good for stuff like this. Like, that's a cute background, but if I put that in a large collage, it's going to get lost. Yeah, there's another one that I kind of stuck down. This one, I think I want to cut around it, but yeah. I love little, like, some of these little rooms. And look, this is like, I think this is the Orient Express. That came from like a Daphne's Diary. Isn't that adorable? So yeah, I really want to keep them and I like them, but if I put those in a big collage, like on a background, it's going to get lost. And I mean, they're not focal images for me. Yeah. So I've been doing some more sorting. been trying to get through my collection of, like, my backlog of magazines and books that I have that need to be harvested. So I've been going through that pretty good. I had like a big bin in my living room. That's kind of what got me going on it again, was because I needed to, I was painting my living room. So I was like, you know what? Let's get going on this here. I had a bookshelf, or I have a big bookshelf in my living room, and the bottom shelf was all like books that I needed to harvest, which I thought was kind of clever, if I do say so myself. I I put them on the bookshelf, so I mean, they just look like a collection of books, but really they're books that I had to tear apart. So I'm sure people that came in here wondered why I had, like, it's because it's a lot of kids books and stuff like that. I love kids books because the images are always so nice. Yeah. So I'm sure people were like, why do you guys have like a whole bookshelf full of kids books when you don't have kids? We're just weirdos. But I mean, I guess if you come downstairs and you see that we have a lot of toys too. Rob's office is all Superman stuff. And I've got a lot too of different, toys and things decorating my room. A lot of like My Little Pony and 80s toys and Sailor Moon and things like that, because I love all that little cutesy cute stuff. There. So see, I don't have a plan. I just kind of glue stuff down as I go, and it's a good way to use up this background stuff. That's not masterboards. Masterboards are, you just take paper scraps and glue them down on, usually I just use a sheet of computer paper or like an old sheet of whatever, scrap paper. Yeah, and you glue them down and they end up being backgrounds for other things. You can cut them into like pages for this. I'm sure I have masterboard in here actually. Or it can be, you can cut it into like tag size. But this was a masterboard. Cut it into tag size or index card size. So yeah, this I had made as a little journal entry about our pear trees, September 22nd or 2022. That's the thing I miss most about our old house. Yeah, there's another one that I just kind of stuck that down. Isn't that adorable? And this is like just a scrap and it's so cute. Yeah, so that's what I miss most about our old house is our pear trees. Every fall we'd get like 3 huge laundry baskets full of pears. Oh, that goes so well with that. And see, I don't like this paper at all. I really don't like that paper. So it's a good thing to do with, paper you don't like too, because then you can cover it. I kind of want it to show a bit though, because it does kind of go with it. So yeah, but for the most part, in the end, once I have everything down, that paper will be covered up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so we have a wedding to go to this evening. My baby brother, my youngest brother, is getting married. I honestly don't know how that's going to be. We're kind of about it because they're having it outside. It's rainy today and it's kind of cold. And they're having it at their house. And like their house was just kind of like, not built, but it was an older house that my dad had bought or whatever and moved there to that property, to his property. And so they've got no yard. It's just dirt. So I'm like, okay. And it's really kind of, I don't know, it doesn't make sense when you think that my dad and stepmom live right across the street. And my stepmom has this beautiful backyard. It's huge. It's all groomed. There's flower beds and trees. It's gorgeous. Like they could rent it out to have weddings there. It's that nice. But yeah, for some reason, they're getting married in the dirt. So I'm like, okay, I have like 2 pairs of heels, like really nice heels that I really like, and I'm not wearing those there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end up wearing my Doc Martens, honestly. So that's how it's gonna go. They'll just have to deal with that. I'm not in the wedding party or anything, so whatever. Yep, that goes really nice together, but I don't know. Maybe just that. Very bluish. Oh, what about this? So what has everybody been up to? I've been, like I said, painted my living room. It's this beautiful coral color. It's funny because I had gone to, yeah, it's all done. I had gone to a Golden Girls like play. It was like a drag play. It wasn't like a drag show because, drag show you go and like they kind of like, lip sync or whatever, get all dolled up. But these guys were, the 4 guys that were in it just played the Golden Girls and they did it really well. Like they had their mannerisms down, and like their sayings and like the way they talked and things. Yeah, like it was really cool. It was funny. So anyway, I've been kind of inadvertently kind of really feeling those colors, like the colors from like the, I don't know, 80s Art Deco kind of revival like this. So my kitchen is like I call it hospital scrub green, but it's almost sage, but it's a lot cooler than sage. Like sage green is like very yellow and this is more blue. So then I painted the living room coral. And that was kind of an ordeal in itself because I had gone to a few stores. I went to Home Depot, check out Bear, and I had gone to like a couple other hardware stores locally, and nobody really had much for coral. So I went to Benjamin Moore because my friend Char told me to go check there because she had just done some painting, and incidentally she'd painted something coral. I didn't even know. Yeah, so give me a second here. I need a drink. So I went there, and lo and behold, they had so many coral colors. So yeah, it ended up looking very nice. It was funny because I put the first coat on, and then Rob had come upstairs. I think he was working that day. He had come upstairs, and he's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like just in that 1 second, I'm like, oh, does he hate it or love it? And he's like, I love it. I'm like, yay. At first I was like, oh no, he's gonna hate it. But yeah, he loves it. He's gone on and on about how much he loves it. Like last winter, I guess the winter before that even, this will be our third winter here. Yeah, as soon as it snowed, it's like come upstairs and look at our living room window and everything is just gray. Like gray or white. So the walls were gray. The snow outside stretches all the way down our front lawn, our long front lawn, and then across from that's the ocean. And that was like all gray because it's like winter, right? Not pretty blue. So yeah, so Rob's like, we need some color in here. So it's so nice to finally have some color. Oh, and we went to HomeSense last night. For those of you that don't have HomeSense, it's TJ Maxx in Canada, or my area of Canada. We have 3 TJ Maxx stores. We don't have TJ Maxx. We have HomeSense, we have Winners, and we have Marshalls. So, I mean, HomeSense is mostly home stuff. Winners is mostly clothing, and Marshalls is clothing too for some reason. But like they each have some like decor and stuff too. HomeSense doesn't have any clothing, but like they have all the decor. But yeah, the other 2 do have some decor and things like that. So we went there and we were just kind of looking around, and Rob found this lamp. Oh my goodness, this lamp. It's so me. It is a flamingo. Like the legs are brass, the base and legs are brass, and then it's got like, it's like a regular lampshade, like just a normal lampshade, but it's got pink feathers and it's all poofed out in a ball. And then there's like a long brass flamingo neck coming out of it. Oh my God. So that ended up being my birthday present because the 13th was my birthday, Thanksgiving. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Yeah, I don't normally keep tiny bits like this, but I was like, that's really cool. I really like that. So yeah, we got that lamp, and it was funny because like we get it home, and I think Rob's more excited about it than I am because he came in and he's like playing with it, and like he put a bulb in it and set it all up and everything, and he's like, we got like smart lights and stuff, so he's like changing the colors and the lights and stuff. Meanwhile, I'm hauling all of this stuff in from the car, like get groceries and things. It's like, wait, that's supposed to be my present. Yeah, so that was funny. But I had I'm making chow chow, green tomato chow. It's very much a Nova Scotia thing. If you've never had it, it's kind of like a relish kind of thing. It's like pickled, you put pickling spices and things, but it's green tomatoes. So I ended up getting some green tomatoes from our friends, but I only got like 4 pounds. So that's what got me started. I'm like, I'm making some mustard pickles because I love them. Or not mustard pickles, sorry. Chow chow. Mustard pickles is another big one here. But yeah, I was like, okay, I want to make some. So I had to go on the hunt for more green tomatoes. So I did find some at a local grocery store or local farm store. It's like this farm, they own a store, and that's where they sell their produce. Like they're out in the country, but then the store is right in town. So yeah. So isn't that cute? I really like that. So I went there and I think I got, it's funny because my luck is usually pretty bad, but I think I got exactly how much I need. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big. So I'm making like 20 pounds of tomatoes. which is funny that it's measured in pounds because I'm in Canada, but this is just how we roll with groceries usually. Or groceries, in the flyers, they'll list it in kilograms, but then you go to the store and it's listed in pounds or something like that. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, so I got all that and went and got all the spices and everything. I used to can, but at our old place, when we had replaced our stove and the new stove, a lot of ceramic cooktops, or some of them, have like a safety feature that it doesn't get too hot. Like it'll get so hot and then drop down the temperature all of a sudden, so it actually wouldn't boil a water canner. So yeah, I had gotten rid of a bunch of that stuff, so I had to go and buy like pickling spice, and I still have my materials, thankfully, like my canning pot, because those are expensive now, I noticed. But yeah, I had to go out and buy, I had some mason jars, and the friends that brought me tomatoes brought me some too, but I went out and bought like the little snap lids, and which if you're in Canada and you want to buy snap lids, go to the Dollarama. Dollarama has snap lids. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? That's pretty, right? Juliet's balcony in Verona. Nice. That's cute. So yeah, so tomorrow I am going to be in the kitchen cutting and pickling and yeah, all of that. Because yeah, the new place that we've moved into, our new house, our stove doesn't have that feature. It is like a ceramic cooktop, but it doesn't have the shut off feature. So it was funny because we were having a barbecue shortly after we moved in to thank all the people that had helped us move. Like a lot of Rob's guy friends had come over and helped us physically move. So we're like, hey, we're gonna feed you guys. So we had a great big barbecue, and Rob was doing corn. He wanted to do corn, so he goes and puts a pot of corn on. And all of a sudden he comes running out. I'm outside with people. I'm at the barbecue, yeah. And he's like, Jen. He's like, the pot of water is boiling. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, that's awesome. So people are like, what? People all thought we were like weirdos. Because, yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, of course the water is boiling. What? Like, we're like, no. So we had to tell them the whole story, yeah, that I think it's because of the size of the canner. Like, it's so much water that it just, I feel like it got almost to boiling, but then it would shut off like the other stove. Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. I mean, if you're a fan of, boiling big pots of water for anything, doing corn boil or whatever, or canning, yeah, if you're buying a new stove, keep that in mind. Make sure that doesn't have that feature. It's kind of ridiculous, really. But yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to do some canning and have some chow. There was a shortage last year. I assume there's one this year too, because apparently green tomatoes didn't do well this year, which is weird because, I mean, aren't green tomatoes just tomatoes that aren't ripe yet? But anyway, the lady at the farm store said green tomatoes didn't do well this year. Now, this one's like a heavy duty. It's cardstock. It's like a cover from like a magazine. So I'm going to use my extreme glue stick. And if I find it comes unstuck, then I'll use some art glitter glue. Yeah, so there was a shortage. So I saw in the news last year, there was this company in Nova Scotia that makes green tomato chow. And they had crazy back orders, like crazy amount of back orders, and you couldn't find it anywhere in grocery stores. So I'm like, yeah, I love green tomato chow. You put it on like potatoes or fish cakes or whatever. Isn't this gorgeous? This was from my friend Emily. It was the books that you can get from McDonald's in the Happy Meals. Like you can get a toy or a book. And just the watercolor in this and the adorable little mice is a story about Paris. I've saved some for my Paris journal, or like my honeymoon journal. Yeah, so, but I love those little watercolor bricks. Where am I going to put that? How about there? And again, this is a heavy duty one. This one will probably require art glitter glue. I usually go with the cheapest glue stick in my own personal collage books because I don't care if they come unglued. I can just, unglued a bit. I can just go through and stick them back down. Yeah, but if I'm making a journal for someone else, then that's when I break out the expensive glue, the art glitter glue and things like that. So do you guys ever work like this? Like, do you go through and just do one page at a time kind of thing? Or do you go through sometimes and just kind of willy-nilly glue? I know that Nicole from Relax Cut Glue does this as well. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of it's kind of freeing in a way. It's kind of mindless. Like I'm just going through and just randomly gluing stuff down. But it's cool because then it gives me a base next time. Yeah. I'm getting rid of all these little bits and pieces, and then I have a base to work with next time. Oh, look, in my images. Oh, I almost dropped it on the floor. It's just a piece of yarn, honestly. I cut that piece of yarn out. Yep. I'm a little neurotic sometimes. Oh, and I got this too. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? I had a bunch of these black and white crochet books, and so I cut a bunch out, like a bunch of trims. Love them. I didn't necessarily fussy cut all of them. I used to be so like, I don't know, it's like I had to fussy cut them kind of thing. But now I'm like, no, just kind of cut them, you know, and then when you go to use them, fussy cut them, especially if it's got little bits like this. Because, I mean, being in a bin, I'm rummaging through often. These could definitely get torn and folded, and they could definitely get damaged. What I think I might do actually is with this book, once I finish a page, like both sides of the page, I think I'll move it to the back maybe. Because then that way when I'm going through, if I have pages that are done, then I don't have to flip through them. This is my little cricket story from last year. If you've been with me that long, I'm recording a video and I hear this cricket going and going and going, and it's loud. So I stop my video and I start looking for this thing, and it's in my craft room. So I catch it and put it outside. Doesn't he come back the next day? I don't know how he got in, but yeah, I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, okay, well, I don't really care because what's a cricket going to do? But then I Googled it, and crickets will eat paper and wool. So I'm like, oh no, you need to go because I have a lot of paper and a lot of wool. I'm primarily a paper artist and a fiber artist. I still absolutely adore all my wool. Like I like rug hooking and I like felting and I like spinning, even though I haven't done that for ages. But I want to stick this down, but where? I don't know why I'm so like, I need to stick this down because I have like a lot of these now. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so nice. Hang on. I'm just going to cut it down so I don't have the glue sticking out. Really? So I stick it there, and then I just kind of, with my fingernail on the top of the page, you can see it creases it, so I know exactly where to cut it. Usually I'll cut it like a, like a couple millimeters more. So that it does hang down a little bit, hangs out either side a little bit, so then I just trim it just to make sure that, I have enough room to like manipulate it and make sure it's straight and stuff. But yeah, again, this is just my own personal little collage book. It doesn't really, I'm not really super picky about it. Oh, hang on. So yeah, I'm working with the background bits, but then I've also got my bin of images, so I'm kind of seeing those too, and it's like, ooh, okay, that looks kind of cool. It's still super, super busy, but if I put enough things on there, it should be able to tone it down, but I'll still see the polka dots and circles there, and then the polka dots and circles here. Does that make sense? Let's see if I can put some bits and pieces behind it. I love saving, if you've been with me for any amount of time, you've heard me say this before, I love saving bits of other people's artwork from Somerset. This is from a Somerset Studio magazine where, it's an art magazine. People send in their art, and it's, paper crafting and journaling and all that. Yeah, so I love saving that. And it's like, I used to save the magazines, and then I had this huge stack, and I'm like, well, what do I do with these? Like I took out, so what I did was I took out the articles that I wanted to keep, like different techniques I wanted to try and things like that. And I got those in a binder. And then I also saved a lot of the artwork that I really liked, because then I can use that as like backgrounds and even just glue them in. Like some of it's like actual art images that somebody has done. Let me see here. Oh, here, like this. Like this is an image someone made. So I'm not going to put that in like a book I'm selling or something, but if I put it in a collage book, a glue book, then I'll always have it and be able to see it. I really like it. So like what else are you going to do with, pictures of someone else's art, right? So yeah, that was, yeah, I'm really happy with it actually. Now I go through any of these books and it's like, ooh, I can see all of this beautiful art. Because, yeah, the big stack of Somerset Studio magazines, I mean, it's nice to look through them, but they were taking up a lot of room. A lot of room. Oh, I'm going to put that there because, look, it kind of goes right here with this arch. Or arc. Okay. So yeah, after this video, I gotta go get ready for the wedding. Okay. I'm not terribly stuck on that. It's just a little bit sheet music you can barely see. So I've got a ton of real sheet music. So meh. There. So it doesn't, I mean, these background bits don't go away quickly. But I mean, if I'm, you know, sitting down, say I'm watching TV or something for an afternoon in an hour or two, I mean, I could get quite a few of these glued in. Definitely. Oh, I like this. Look at this. We recently realized we like dragon fruit. Rob really likes dragon fruit. We bought it actually at that same farm store. They were on sale for like $1. A dragon fruit, which seems to be a really good price. So we bought one, and yeah, we had never tried it before. It's good. It reminds me a lot of a kiwi. Like the little seeds, except it's like all little seeds or whatever. So I'm kind of a texture person, so I was kind of like, not so sure about that. But yeah, Rob really liked it, so we'll yeah, definitely get some more. Or actually, he bought another one. He had gone grocery shopping and bought another one. So yeah, he really liked them. We buy a lot of apples and bananas and grapes and things like that, but we don't often buy like the more exotic fruit. Once in a while, I like to try something. I kind of almost bought when I was at the farm store, they had jackfruit, and I was kind of thought about buying it just for a second. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? It's ginormous. I've never had it before, but I do know that it's a sweetener. It's an art, like you can use it in place of sugar. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at that. Yeah, again, a little bit of someone's artwork, like they stamped or whatever. And then it looks like maybe like sprayed dye over top of it. So it's a nice way to get like backgrounds and interest bits in my collages too, that, you know, it's paper I don't have to make myself. Painty paper I don't have to make myself, which is nice. Not that I don't enjoy making painty paper, but it's nice that, yeah. Oh, look at that. I love that. That goes so well with that, actually. Maybe I'll stick it there and then leave those two like close to each other. Yeah, why not? Don't think too much about it, just glue. So yeah, I think I'll go through my scraps again soon too, and maybe work on these pages, like just gluing down pages for backgrounds, because I found these that I had. This came out of this book. So yeah, they're just the little address pages, and then the little markers, the little tabs, whatever you call them. So I think I'll go through and add some more. I gotta find more books like this because I absolutely love this. I think I might have a couple more actually, but I haven't decorated them or anything, but I think I have them in my stash. Maybe. I love using black and white images with a lot of color. It really makes them pop. So yeah, this will end up kind of being like a inspiration, kind of like a jump start to a page kind of thing. I don't do this often though. More often I go through or like I'll do like a page kind of thing, like collage a whole page. But this is fun. I more often do masterboards with my scraps, but I mean, these I kept specifically in this bin as to use as background bits for collage because they were super interesting. If I'm using scraps for a masterboard, I don't really care because chances are I'm going to be like painting over it and decoupaging napkins and stuff like that. So you may not end up seeing much of the pattern at all. So yeah, the ones I like the patterns of. Wait, there's this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I think these were like pillows out of a fashion magazine. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. So what's everyone's plans for the weekend? I'm doing the chow, and that's, I think, about it. I don't know what else I'm doing this weekend, but yeah, nothing too crazy, I don't think. I had to laugh at Rob because we had some people over for Thanksgiving. So Sunday, we did it Sunday. In Canada, it's the second, I believe it's the second Monday of October is Thanksgiving, which is how my birthday ends up on Thanksgiving some years, including this year. The joke when I was a kid never got old that, well, now you have something to be thankful for. I used to tell my grandmother that all the time. Don't forget to be thankful for me. Yeah, so anyway, we had the dinner on the Sunday. And we had a couple friends come. Deb was supposed to come too, but she was sick. So Rob bought way too much food. He's like, do you think a turkey will be enough? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. Like there's going to be 5 of us total. Ended up being 4. So he buys a turkey too. So, or buys a ham too. So we, yeah, put the ham in a crock pot. That was good. And then, made the turkey in the oven. If you've never had a turkey made in a convection oven, you need to find somebody with a convection oven because it is amazing. And it makes like the most delicious gravy. Oh, this was just like kind of like a painty paper thing I did. The background was like watercolor, and then I just did a bunch of doodles over top of it. So yeah, that was a little experiment. I had seen it online like a few years ago, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of neat as a background. So I think I had done some for like ATC backgrounds and things. So it was really cool. Vintage paper. And when this was some more handmade paper kind of thing I did. It's just a napkin glued down, and then I just kind of like rubbed some paint over it. Yeah, little bit of a Where's Waldo book kind of thing. Any little interesting scraps I have. More scrapbooking paper. And the stuff I really like I really like this, I'll probably just put like, kind of like one little image or something. Oh, put a little Animal Crossing girl, a bear on there. I've been playing with those, the Animal Crossing characters that a friend had given me from her page a day calendar. Oh, she would look cute with this, actually. Hang on. Look at this. I love, love, love this. The pink and the oranges. Yeah, love that one. Like I could do that, but she'd work really well on that too. Yeah, you know what? Hang on. Flowers? I might be moving you. Hang on, I have more of this too. This was just from like a little flyer from a Japan crate or whatever. Oh, Inku crate. That was a Japanese stationery crate that I was getting. Do I want to make her like, I don't know. Oh, wait. I tore that with the white edge. I want the colored edge instead. Okay. I kind of want to do it like that. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do like a frame. Little kind of frame, because I want, some of this vintage wrapping paper to show through. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I have to make myself once in a while go through my scraps because they add up so quick. I didn't realize that hung over the page. Yeah, they definitely add up so quick. So, but this is nice to use, like these pages. Nice to use up some big scraps. Just kind of whip through them and cut them down if I need to, and then punch holes in them. Boom! I have a bunch of new pages, and I don't usually worry about when I put them in. I don't kind of double them up or anything. Like if I just had that, wrapping paper or something, it's super delicate, but I mean, that just means I'll glue something to it later or whatever. I don't have to do it all at once. Okay, there we go. This might look a little weird, very asymmetrical, but it is what it is. Okay. Girl, you gonna go in there? I want to trim her down a bit. Oh, my fingers are sticky. So yeah, these friends, they had actually gotten me. I had needed or wanted another Kallax insert for my big Kallax that I have most of my paper crafting stuff in, kind of thing. Like I have like all my envelopes and stationery and paper napkins and gift wrap and stickers and washi tape all in there, kind of thing. Like a lot of my paper crafting supplies. But I wanted I have one of them, one of the ones that divides the Kallax cube in half. So it makes a shelf kind of thing halfway. Or you can use it the other way too, but I like it, yeah. So yeah, I had gotten one of those, and then I was like, yeah, okay, I want another one. I mean, if only to make it symmetrical, because it'll bug me, kind of thing. But yeah, so they brought that over, so I was really excited. And I actually just put that in. That's why I'm down here in the studio today. I was like, okay, I got stuff to do, but I'm going to come down here and organize that. I've got, you know, like an hour or whatever, a couple hours before I have to start getting ready. So yeah, I did that. Now, she does kind of blend in with the background, but all I'll do is later on, once I, you know, figure out this page, do the whole page, finish it, I will just go through with a paint pen, likely, and just do a little outline around her to make her really pop off the page. I could do it a lot more in a lot more difficult way. Like I could put her on a piece of paper, like, you know, like maybe a dark purple or something, and then trim around her again. But I mean, it's way quicker for me to just, you know, I'll trace around her later to make her pop off the page. Hey, Canadians, anybody know if Costco does brakes? Like, it only says tires on our Costco store itself, like on Costco. We always, when we're in town, we usually stop by there for gas. So yeah, we were there yesterday and it only says tires, but according to their app, it also says they do oil changes. But when I Googled it, it did say that Costco Canada does, this I'm just going to put right back in my favorites bin. Costco Canada does brake changes. So I'm like, okay, I'd rather go there if I could instead of anywhere else, because I usually take care of that stuff because Rob works during the day and I'm self-employed, so my schedule's like way flexible. So I'll just make an appointment. Like I just gone and got the tires. Got new tires put on not long ago, kind of thing. So yeah, I'll just go into the appointment. But the thing is, if you're a woman and you go to a garage, a lot of the time they'll try to totally like take you for more than you need to be. You know what I mean? Like they'll tell you, oh no, you need all this replaced, and you don't. I mean, I'm lucky because my dad's like really mechanically inclined, so I know what it, you know what it needs, know what it takes, kind of thing. Actually, I think Rob might be doing the brakes, because he's helped my dad do them in the past. My dad used to do a lot of my work. He's very mechanically inclined. Kind of been a backyard mechanic his whole life. But yeah, I think Rob's going to do them actually. Just go to my dad's place, and because he's got all the tools, the torque wrench and all that, and the what's it called? Like the air hammer impact driver thing. You know, do you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. Yeah, so I think he might, then my dad will supervise. My dad's too old and he's too out of shape. Not out of shape, but yeah, he's got like back problems and, you know, knee problems and things. So we don't want, he doesn't want to be crawling around the ground, but I think Rob will do it. Yeah, I think so. And it's a lot cheaper, and you buy your own, like we can buy our own parts. A lot cheaper than taking it somewhere to get it done. Yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? It does kind of work. I love that. It's so pretty. Dun, 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 dun. What time we got? Oh, 39 minutes. Have I been doing this 39 minutes? Really? Okay, and I kind of slide this down. There we go, until I see get it down as far as I can. Yeah, and I'll come back later and trim those. Actually, look at this. So I got this really cool picture of a koala, like one of those heat pictures. I could put that down, and this was kind of sitting right with it. I don't know. I mean, I could, but I guess the purple and stuff works really good. Yeah, or I want to haul that out kind of thing, the purple as a focal point. This one's going to kind of fill the page, so I think it'll end up probably, yeah, I'll completely cover a page, so it doesn't matter what the background is. Maybe I'll just use one of these, actually. Yeah, hang on. I take that out so that I can glue it over the holes, and then I'll punch the holes. That way I get the most of this page. Do I want it that way, or I want it this way? No, I feel like this way, because the wall is like facing that way kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the time, if I'm doing like a full page in this book, I'll just take it out and lay it, you know, on the table or whatever. Okay. Easier to work on, but since I'm going through and just gluing in bits, little bits and pieces here and there, and I burnish it with my glue cap, just make sure it's got like rounded edges, not a sharp edge. If it's got a sharp angle, then it could catch the paper and tear it or pull it up or whatever. Okay, there. And that one I'm just going to set aside to dry. Once it's all dry, then I punch the holes and put it back in. This is just a neat little bit of crafty material. I'm in a tear mood today. Normally I don't do a lot of tearing for my papers. A lot of the time I prefer to cut it kind of thing, but it's just a mood I'm in today. Torn edges. Like I do torn edges sometimes, but it's rare that I do it with the white edge showing. Like usually I'll do it only, yeah, I don't know why. I like the look of it without the white edge. I like the torn edge of just the image itself. You guys have a preference? I don't mind if I'm doing stuff with like scrapbooking paper kind of thing. Like if I'm doing, I don't know, like journal tags or whatever kind of thing. I'm more apt to do it with scrapbooking paper and ink the edges kind of thing. But even then, I don't do that often. What else do I got here? So many bits and pieces. Like this. I don't want to cover up that little burb. That's just a piece of like notepaper, piece of stationery. I really like that. That's a textile, piece of textile that came from a textile book. It was very nice. Lots of neat things in it. All different textiles, like everything from like felting to knitting to crochet to weaving and pattern stamping or whatever on fabric. Very nice. Very artistic. There. So that's going to make for an interesting page. I'll just, yeah, it's still got a lot of the text showing through, so it'll look really neat to just put something on there as a focal, maybe something black and white. Like she's way too big, but like, and I'd cut around her more, but kind of like, you get the idea, right? Oh, hang on. Where's this little guy? I said black and white, but maybe not. I mean, he's kind of fabulous, this little frog with a drum. Isn't he? He blends right into that page, but yeah, I kind of super love him. Do I want to put him down there? You know what? I might. I may want to put him down there. So yeah, I leave, when I cut out, when I fussy cut, I leave like the little bits and pieces like in between the fingers, because yeah, those will definitely get torn off when I'm rummaging through the bins. Yep, has happened more times than I can count. So eventually I started doing this, leaving the little bits. If I can remember, sometimes I get carried away when I'm fussy cutting and I'm not paying attention, and I just kind of, I fussy cut all of it and it's like, no. It's been kind of hard for me to really let myself not fussy cut things. Like I said, like this lady, she's in my image bin and she's not fussy cut. Yeah. I used to like fussy cut everything, but I got so many images. Maybe I should fussy cut her because like pre-fussy cut her, because that's the bin I'll be using for, you know, when I'm making videos, when I'm doing collage for videos. So yeah, I should fussy cut everything in there. It's not much, that's not, but because then that way I don't have to fussy cut a whole image on camera, because that's, you know, boring. Boring for you guys. Who knows? It may stress some of you out. I know some people fussy cutting really like stresses them out. I love it. It relaxes me. But yeah. I know some people hate fussy cutting. Isn't that funny? It's like I don't think there's a middle ground on that. Either you love it or you hate it. There's nobody that's like, meh, whatever, I don't mind it, but yeah. I think it's one of those things that, you know, you're very strongly opinionated one way or the other. Now, when you go to glue these little fingers, you got to be really careful. So I glue the main part of the image. If you guys can see this, yeah, you can see, okay. And then I go from the middle of the image out over the fingers. Don't do it in, that'll crinkle them. Don't do it sideways. You glue from there out and gently. Oh my God, he's fabulous, isn't he? And then inwards out gently. He's a kid's book, so he was a little bit thicker. That's nice. Sometimes with the magazine pages, it's really, they get really, they're really delicate. So I want to keep the blue on there. I know I want to keep some edge at least a bit. Like I want the blue. I don't want to trim right down to the yarn. Yeah, let's do it. See? Don't even think about it. Just do it. It's the best way to use stuff up. And it is fun to work like this. It is a lot of fun to just go through a book and glue. Just randomly glue stuff down. So like even, you know, it doesn't have to be a book like this with different papers. You can just use any notebook kind of thing. And just go through and randomly just glue stuff in. If you want, or it doesn't have to be completely randomly. Just like if you want to do a page of all, you know, all one color kind of thing. Like I want to go through and do orange. So I'll take all my orange bits and glue them all, you know, glue them all together on a page. Doesn't have to be any sort of, you know, any sort of plan, like any sort of image or any sort of like assembly kind of thing. Planned kind of layout. There we go, layout. But I mean, you could go through and just, yeah, just glue them. Sometimes I do that. A lot of the time I save that for my monochromatic, my color glue books. I have one in each color of the rainbow. Yeah, but sometimes yeah, like that's orange there kind of thing. Oh, look, this would be good too. Yeah, like look at all these. Ta-da! I mean, I guess it's not monochromatic, but even that would have gone good with these. But yeah, this is a tie from like a boutique. There's like an older craft book from the 70s. So it's got all the great 70s designs in it. Okay, I did glue down there. I need some more pages. And I also need to start going through and like, this is huge. Why is that even in there? That should be in my backgrounds. Like my backgrounds folder, the bigger one. These are just background bits and pieces. Yeah, I should go through and add some more paper if I want to do image gluing. This I'm going to come back in and put something in there. Hang on, let's do that. I may as well do some actual, you know, collage. I guess I have been gluing some things down, but for my last little bit here, I'll do some actual collage. Nope. Oh, look at that. That's background though, really. So is this kind of thing. Little, I guess he's not background. But yeah. What do I want to put in there? I'm thinking like turquoise, but red would work too. I've been feeling turquoise lately. That's why I'm like, ooh, turquoise. Oh, hang on. Space book. But that's kind of cool, isn't it? It's got the blues and the greens. It hasn't got red, really. It's got orange. Well, I guess there's kind of red there. Yeah, okay. Actually, and I'm going to glue that here. It's kind of nice, yeah, you can take them out because then you can get the image all the way over here. I don't have to cut it off. And then, you know, if I cut it off, it's going to be like that and it'll look weird. But if I do it all the way, it just kind of creates a more, you know, a more fluid kind of design. I don't trim it down completely. Like I said, I leave a little bit because then I can maneuver it and move it the way I want. But I don't want to leave too much because then there's glue all over it, all over the place. Okay. Down a clean piece of my glue palette here. Okay. And then see, yeah, I get it right as close to the edge as I can without going over, because then I can see, yeah, I'll get the most of my image on there. That is so cool. And it's not dry yet, but I would totally want to trim this to see what it looks like. If gluing willy-nilly like this is not your thing, don't worry about it. Like, you can still, you know, plan a whole image out and use up background scraps. Or like I said, glue boards. Glue boards are good. I usually end up doing those in colors. Like, I'll do monochromatic or do like a color scheme, like, you know, pink and red and whatever. Oh, look at that. That is so cool, isn't it? And I'm going to add some more things up here because I don't like the squareness of this. So I'll probably add some trim or something around there. I just saw that in there and I'm like, oh, look at this little cat. Okay, yeah, he's going on there. This little cat and mouse, probably from a kid's book. Ooh, whoops. So you got to be careful because that rolled up and then it smushed the glue. I have a very heavy hand. Yeah. So I usually end up kind of smushing glue everywhere a lot of the time. I get all excited and carried away and okay, go over here. Okay. And I stuck that down and I slid it. There's a bit of glue, so I just use a baby wipe. You got to be careful. This is like shiny book paper here, so it's okay to use a baby wipe. The water, like the wetness, doesn't really affect it. But if you're using like an unglossed paper or whatever, like if you were using this, it definitely, like, well, that's not going to make it wet. This is actually like kind of not really wet anymore. It's slightly damp, so, which is a lot better for using if you're using brown. Oh yeah, here, look. So it'll discolor it. Yeah, you can see there. It can mess with paper. Okay, I love that. That is really cool. I'm definitely going to get some more red and things in there. Okay. I keep saying to myself, okay, this is the last thing I'm doing, and then I'm going to stop the video. I got to go upstairs and, you know, get a shower and do all that. But I'm like, ooh, but wait, just one more thing. But wait, there's more. Oh. Oh my God, y'all been watching the seen international news where Justin Trudeau, which is our previous Prime Minister of Canada, is dating Katy Perry. How about that, eh? Not really surprised because his dad had a fling with Barbara Streisand, and his mom, yeah, she had like a fling with like all the Rolling Stones or something in the 70s. I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but I don't know. He looks a lot more like, you know, one of the Rolling Stones than he does like his father, Trudeau Sr. Just saying. But yeah, it's all steamy. It's like, oh, okay, that's something. So that's our little bit of gossip. Everyone's like, I do not know how I feel about this. Saw a guy online that said, I used to like Canada, but now I'm not so sure. And I'm like, that's all right. And I'm like, buddy, we still don't know what to do with this either up here. We don't know how to process this. Kind of thought about maybe cutting that, like the little scallop kind of thing, but I think I want to leave it like that. It's really pretty. Like if I cut that out, yeah, it's too pretty. But isn't that cool? I'm going to need some turquoise in there somewhere. Yep. I'm really feeling that. That's, I really like that. Am I looking for turquoise? Well, yes, I am. Should I be, going to do other things? Well, yes, I should. Yeah, I don't see anything turquoisey anyway. Oh, look at this. This is for like a very large book, obviously, but isn't that gorgeous? And I'll trim it down some more, I left that on purpose, so maybe I won't trim it down more, but yeah, very pretty. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything more turquoise. So in a case like this, yeah, instead of going through my miscellaneous bin, maybe I'll get up and find something, I'd get up and go to my Alex drawers and haul something out. Be like, you know what? I want some trim along there, like a strip. So I go and get my little, right now they're in the background bits, little strips kind of thing. Go through my strips and find something, for that bottom edge or whatever. So far, I really like how I have things organized. Like it was a very much a learning process as I went along kind of thing. But yeah, again, this is from Uppercase Magazine. Someone's art is very pretty. Yeah, so look at this. That's so pretty. Look at that. That's so cute. Not there. But yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, all right. So we're at 56 minutes. So I think I'm going to call it. I got to go get ready. And yeah, thanks for coming along for this collage adventure. Okay, it wasn't an adventure. Not that exciting. But yeah. All right. So I am feeling the collage though. So hopefully I'll be back for more very soon because yeah, like I said, I want to make some more pages for this and I got to get some things glued on these and yeah. All right. So yeah, we're going to call it a day. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button down below and click the little bell so you know when I post a new video. I'm going to get back to posting more videos, hopefully. I kind of took a little unplanned hiatus there for the last month. Yeah, so that's everything. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a crafty weekend.